First of all, an attorney has to determine who's going to be not just responsible, but available to pay for the damages. So typically, in a collision involving another vehicle, or it could be a roadway defect, you need to find out who's going to be responsible for the damages and who their insurance carrier is. Because the driver of a car, typically they can't just say, okay, here's a check for $350,000. Most people don't have that kind of money liquid, but insurance carriers are required to keep adequate reserves to settle their claims in order to write policies. That's a requirement by law. So the insurance carriers do have the money to back up their settlements. You have to find the applicable insurance. The insurance carrier, before they want to pay a dime, they don't want to take an attorney's word. They want to see medical records. And they want to get authorizations, and they want to make sure you're not going to come back later and claim more damages. So they want to see what's going on with the treatment. If you just broke your bone, let's say it's a broken leg. Well, if it's a minimum policy, which in New York State is $25,000, they might say, hey, all we have is a minimum $25,000. Here it is. But if it's a larger policy, they're going to want to see some sort of treatment. They're going to want to see what the bills are, and they want to see how the healing process goes before they make an offer that they hope could settle the claim, or at least to begin the negotiations. So you need to get the medical records from the doctors, and that might take some time. You also need to get the bills, because if there is state involvement in the payment of the bills, for example, let's suppose you go into the hospital, they say, do you have health insurance? No, I don't have health insurance, and they put it on emergency Medicaid. If the insurance carrier pays to settle the claim, and there's a Medicaid lien that even shows up a year later, they could go against the insurance carrier, even though the insurance carrier settled it. Okay. They could go against the lawyers, and they could go against the rider. That Medicaid lien might not be resolved immediately. It might take a while to get the government records to show what the Medicaid lien is. And then the Medicaid lien might be more than the applicable coverage. So let's suppose the Medicaid lien is for $45,000 and there's only $25,000 in coverage. The attorney has to encourage the Medicaid lien holder to take less so that the rider can get paid. Otherwise, he's not going to sign a release, and they're not going to get any of their money back. So even if you have private health insurance, they might want to see that there's no Medicaid, and that can slow a claim. So you got to get the medical records. The insurance carrier might want to do their own analysis of who's at fault.